Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Why do I always hi? I always
Hello.
how?
Bye. Hello. Goodbye, kiss.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome
Happy
back
Friday.
to another week. Yeah, happy Friday. We're actually recording on a Friday.
I know we are.
We normally do Fridays or Thursdays, don't we?
Yeah, we're in proper
Just to
summer
give
vibe.
Liam a bit of extra time to edit, but no, it's Friday. School's finished. School's out.
I know, yes.
Summer.
We're in matching outfits again, which we didn't mean to do.
Yeah, let's
It's
clear
not
up a
planned
rumour
ever.
because my sister-in-law thinks that we plan our outfits.
Which we don't. I don't even plan my own outfit for anything, so there's definitely
I was
we
going to
don't
say
plan
we're going away on Sunday. Neither of us have a
No.
clue what we're wearing,
No,
and lots of the other
definitely
girls already plan. We don't plan our outfits.
But when
But
I walked in, I was like, how have we done this?
quite a few times
Yeah.
we both wore green, or we both wore like a
Just
specific,
something like you say, a
trousers
matching
and a t-shirt. And yeah, today I don't think you could get much more matching apart from colour situation.
No, I was.
Because obviously I'm not a colour person.
I literally walked in, I was like, how have we done that?
Same outfit. Brandon, Nike, a bit of Adidas.
I know.
Or Adidas. Do you say Adidas or Adidas?
I say Adidas.
Oh, God.
And I say Nike.
Yeah, Nike.
Oh, I thought you said Nike.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't say Nike.
I say Nike and
You don't know what to say.
No, I do. I say Nike and Adidas. That's what I say.
Oh, no, I say Adidas. Is it a South thing, or am I just pronouncing it completely wrong?
I don't remember. I know I'm from the Midlands, but I'm very, very Southern talking as well. So, although someone said I sounded posh on here the other day, and I was like, posh?
I suppose you do because your accent's quite neutral, and I think the Southern accent obviously sounds posher, don't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not like
grass
Cockney,
and
am I? Yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
not like that.
I was going to say jumping your jam jar. That's Cockney slang, isn't it?
Really? That's rude.
Yeah, we're not.
No, I wouldn't have a clue what you were telling me. That.
But no, I feel like my voice can be sometimes a bit posh, but I think it's just the Southern accent.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't know. I just don't know. I'd say Adidas. I think my lot at home say the same.
They say Adidas. Mitch as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
No, we'd have. What do you say?
Adidas.
What is this brand?
Well, maybe I'm the only one. I'm just trying to think if I know anyone else that says it.
They can't even tell us because they can only type. They're going to have to voice note us if you know us, okay? Because I really want to know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They can't type. Send us a voice note. Clear up the debate. Adidas or Adidas?
There you go. Or Nike. Yes. A lot of people do say Nike, you know.
Really?
Yeah, from what I've heard.
Nike. I don't think that sounds right.
I've heard people
But
say
then I
it.
say Aquapolis as well, don't
You
I?
do say Aquapolis? That's open, actually.
Aquapolis.
Summer is on. It's open.
Yeah? Oh, God, it is summer then.
I've got
Water
Aquapolis.
parks are open.
Yes, this is it. Summer has started.
Yeah, so we went out for dinner last night, and while we're on the subject of going out for dinner with kids, we haven't actually been out for dinner very much. We used to go out 2-3 nights a week, pre-kids, and even with Kason, we always took him to dinner. He was always happy to just sit in the high chair, be there. He was not a fuss, so we continued to do that.
Yeah, and it was nice last night because, like you say,
Yeah.
celebrating end of
school.
a year, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Summer starting, they all pass.
And I haven't really been out for dinner much with Hayden because he's not the same temperament as Kason.
Yeah.
He doesn't like sitting in the high chair and being still and being quiet.
But anyway, he doesn't know what he wants to do. He's just
And he's at that age where he likes to throw things,
Yeah.
which doesn't make it easier. So we haven't really took him out very much. But in the last week, we've probably been out to dinner 3 times because my mum and dad moved back to England. So we went out for dinner with them. Then we went for an Indian, just us. And then we went out for dinner with you guys last night. So when we went out for dinner with no one, when it was just us, so I went to the Indian, there was like inside, then they've got like a conservatory. So it's separate, but it's all glassed in. Loads of tables inside, loads of tables out. There's probably about 3 tables in the entire thing. And the conservatory was quite long. So we went like as far back as you can. So we're like out the way. So this couple...
For a reason.
Well,
Just
with the
because
kids.
that's where you was. Okay.
Yeah, with the kids, and it's easy. And I thought with the pram and everything, we'll just go in the corner so that we're not blocking the way because it's quite narrow.
Yeah, because you have to... You
have to
potentially think about where... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a mission, isn't it? It's not just over.
Yeah, exactly. And the high chair and all of that.
Yeah.
So this couple turned up maybe as we were having our starters. So we had like 15-20 minutes where it was practically just us and one other person sat by themselves completely on the other side. And they come in and sat like the table opposite us, which annoys me anyway. When there's so much space, why sit
Yeah.
next to people? Like, even if I didn't have the kids with me, don't sit on the table right next to me. Like,
You're
why?
the whole of the restaurant.
Why do people do that? Like,
I don't know.
so
I would never do
weird.
that. I would go the opposite.
Exactly.
Personally, but then that's...
Have a few tables in between, spread out a little bit. So anyway, I thought that was a bit annoying. And more so, we've got the kids with us. Hayden's shouting, screaming, throwing, like, we're trying to keep him amused.
So you're feeling kind of a little bit conscious.
Of noise.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, I've not gone out for dinner late in the evening where it's like more adult-y. It's 6 o'clock. So I feel like that's a little bit of an unwritten rule of, you know, that's when families can go.
Yeah.
But
bearing in mind the age of your children, by the way.
Yeah.
The age of your children is what, 1?
1-year-old sat in a high chair. You can clearly see when you walk in that there's a little child there. And then Kaysen had his back to them. And obviously, Kaysen's got his iPad. We let him take an iPad for dinner. And I normally tell him to, like, wait and, you know, we normally talk, have starters, and then I let him play it a little bit later. But I'm fine with him doing that because, in my eyes, to make kids sit through a long dinner, I mean, it's not super long, but it's a good hour or hour and a bit. Like, I don't know, it's just not a kid thing, is it? So I feel like I'm more than happy for him to take toys with him, have his iPad. I don't feel like I should make him sit and talk to us for the entire time. So that's my opinion anyway. So yeah, they sat next to us, and then maybe within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so they didn't say anything. I didn't clock them looking at us. They didn't do anything. But Liam did turn around halfway through the meal and was like, sorry for the noise, like joking, like laughing. And I think they might have smiled. But then I was like,
How did you feel about that comment?
I get it, but then at the same time, I'm like,
why
are we apologising for when, you know, they're not screaming, tantruming, arguing, shouting. Like, he's just making noises.
Sometimes I think it's a British thing. We're over polite.
Yeah, and we do
I've
apologise a lot.
Working with so many different nationalities, actually, and cultures and whatever else. You know what I mean? That we are very over polite in that sense.
Yeah.
But I don't, from how you've just said that, do you know what I mean? Because you could say that like that when in actual fact, I'm not saying he was, but in actual fact, it's like a child who's really not uncontrollable, but you get what I mean? Of a point where, right, do you say them here or do you just take them outside for a minute just to sort the situation out? But at the same time, it's no one's fault. That's a child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. But I don't know. I get what you're saying, because if it was for Mitch, for it was sort of whatever, in the situation, it was again more of a polite thing. And you, in the wet sense, you're that conscious of, not over-conscious, but conscious that they are children being loud, or baby being loud, by the way.
Yeah.
That's different. That's a huge difference as well.
Big difference, yeah.
And it was more, I think it's more of a polite thing.
Yeah.
If someone was giving you dirty looks, because I've heard of it on planes.
That's true.
And things like that too.
I would have got the
That's different.
Then
that's completely
don't apologise
different. No.
when they're being rude. When, like, what am I supposed to do? Just never leave the house with children.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you were a child once.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably had children.
And they're just being children. Unless it's a child that, again, it is a child. So baby's different. I think babies are different.
You can't really control babies, can you?
I think at a certain age, children, should listen and be more, I say controllable. That sounds really hell of a word, but you get what I mean. If that's
respectable.
I don't know if, I don't take devices as in iPads and that I never have. It's just a thing I've never really done. I've never really had them. I would have took, mine are a bit older too. So I would have took like colouring stuff and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But as time goes on, I do find myself, like you say, at a certain point, you know, whether after it's we've eaten or had a chat or whatever, in giving Lexi, this is the thing of the age thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
My phone maybe to watch something or do something or do a dance or whatever she does on them. Do you get what I mean? That sort of thing. But that's just, I think, how we've been. There was no reason for it. I just think we've never done it. Even on like a plane, really.
Kids didn't have devices when Mason was little.
No,
and then by the time Morgan
really
come along, then there's two of them, they can like amuse each other a little bit. So
that's what I mean in the change of even just giving that to Lexi. I would never really have done that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was such a that I suppose that's the change in us.
Yeah.
But also, last night we played games together, for example.
Yeah.
We made them they made their own little game, and then we kind of got involved and we made
because I didn't bring it because, like I say, I'm not going to bring his iPad to a dinner with other people because I think that is rude and there is a time and a place for it. But if it's just us and, you know, we're out and he's been at school all day, then that's fine. But
and then it's not on, I know this isn't a thing, and then it's not on too loud.
Yeah.
You know, I've been places where I can hear the child thing from the other side of the restaurant. I think that's disrespectful.
I'm quite conscious of
that
noise.
sort of thing.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't think he can even hear it.
No, it's just like you say,
it sounds so quiet. But no, like you say, yesterday I didn't take an iPad. I asked him if he wanted to take any toys. He said he didn't. So then I was like, fine, because you can obviously play together. But yeah, then we were like, they got a bit restless by the end of the meal, didn't they? Like, and they were trying to. Well, they were up dancing because there was a singer, which was nice. But then they started to play tag, which is normally fine. But there was quite a lot of people sat trying to watch, and they're trying to play tag in the middle.
Yes, I think you need, as a parent, you should obviously see the situation right. Okay, they're all right. They're just they are children having fun in a respectful way of wherever you are, sort of thing. Yeah. And then there's a thing about them, they're going to fun up, but they're just being kids. So as parents, you just got to go right.
Yeah,
just stay away.
Which is what we did. We let them play for a little bit, and then they were trying to run in between the tables, obviously to get away from each other, which is part of the game. But then we were like, right, that's a bit too much now. Come in. So we played like the alphabet game. So like they had to think of something beginning with A, B, and go through and take turns. And then we spoke about like the memory game. Like I went to the shop and I bought something, and then the next person has to say what you bought and
apples,
and then add something to it.
Yeah,
which is like a memory alphabet game as well. So yeah,
it was nice. It was nice to,
but then talking about devices, we were like, oh, ask the restaurant if they've got a piece of paper. They had no paper because they
just about found a pen.
She had a pen, for some reason.
Yeah,
but they do all of their ordering now on tablets. So yeah,
which I commented, I probably couldn't do that now because when I ever worked in a bar or a restaurant, it was just your pen and paper that copied. So one goes to there, one goes to there. Do you know what I mean? Or one goes there, depending on where you're working, kind of thing. And I was like, I couldn't do it because all the little notes, all the changes that makes, I couldn't deal with that on a tablet. I couldn't. I genuinely
because some people's orders are complicated.
Yeah,
so it's not just like order that. Order that.
But then again, that's just a change, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm so old actually. But it is a change. But
we have said that we are pen and paper people.
Yeah, but as far as apologising, I think no, in that situation, I think he's just being over polite.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong or right about it.
No,
right,
exactly.
Sort of
yeah, which is why I was unbothered. But then it got me thinking, like,
unless you're so conscious anyway, and you have actually people looking at you or huffing or puffing or For me, it makes me laugh when they do it on planes. Certain people, so I think, what do you expect? Seriously, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to sit here. I'd like to get off. That child just had no clue what's going on. What do you think they feel? Yeah, the pressure and everything going on.
Yeah, I think some adults can be very judgmental.
Some adults forget, and most of these people have had children.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? I think they forget. Even we have to remind ourselves sometimes, you know, and we're closer to their age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of what we were like, you know? Because it's silly. Sometimes you think, what do you expect them to do? What do you expect that parent to do?
At the same time as well, like, if you can have all your kids sat at the table and they don't have devices, they have nothing to play with, and they're happy to talk and eat their meal and nicely, then great, well done you. But that's not all kids.
No. And I'm not saying mine could do that for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I could probably only do that for a short amount of time. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just how we are. I'm terrible sitting here, and I'm constantly like this and this and this. Do you know what I mean? So
that's what I mean. And I don't, and like I say, all kids are different. There's not really, I mean, some parents will let their kids go wild and not intervene.
Yeah, well, the difference of the age. So even with Morgan last night, I was like, Morgan, you can't do whatever certain things they were doing, which sounds a bit unfair, but it's just getting to understand that you're older now. You know, you can't really get away with climbing on the side because you're a big boy. You're a 12, you know?
Yeah.
So it's that as well. And like you say, there is some parents or whatever who don't either acknowledge or care.
Yeah,
I suppose.
And I think, there's kids that, you know, kids tantrum, you know, like you say, everyone's different. There's sometimes are going to be times when kids are loud, kids are noisy, they're not happy, they're whinging, they're whatever. And that's fine, like you say. And if the parents are there trying to help and deal with it, absolutely fine. Yeah. But if your kid's going wild and you're just sat back drinking and not, you know, leaving them to it and they're smashing things and climbing on things, and that's different. But I think some adults can be really judgmental, and I think there's nothing worse than when you're trying to sort the situation and you can just feel And I do it sometimes. I look over, not to judge,
No,
but like to sympathise. Like, oh,
yeah,
I know what that feels like. But, you know, I do catch myself looking as well. And even that might make them think that I'm judging and I'm not. But yeah.
Sometimes you really want to say something, but you can't think of the right
do you
thing
need any
to
help?
say, or any joke or
I've
anything.
seen quite a few things on planes where people are like, thanks so much to whoever that lady was because she saved me. Like, I'm traveling by myself and, you know, her holding the baby and she soothed it for me while I was dealing with the other
seen
one.
Things of, rather than be a judgmental bitch, why don't you ask to help? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I actually, it came up, I think it was yesterday, I was scrolling and saw a video of a couple at a pub. You couldn't quite see who was in the video, but there was a couple of people sat on stools right at the bar. Then someone was trying to film this woman who was probably in her 40s, maybe pushing 50. And she'd come up to these people, and obviously I couldn't see how old they were, but they clearly had kids with them.
Yeah.
I think it was a baby. And the woman was going off on them. Why are you here? You're disgusting. You shouldn't be here with your baby. That poor baby. You should be taking that baby. Literally was going off to the point that a woman, half this other woman's size from the bar, come over and was like, you need to back off. Like,
who do you think you are?
Telling them like they're terrible parents for taking their kid to the pub.
What, in the day for like a drink and a bit?
You couldn't see.
It doesn't matter, day, night, whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pubs in England don't open later than 10 o'clock anyway. So.
Obviously, if you're there at midnight and you're drunk, that's a different situation.
God knows what they would say about my parents, because back in the day we lived in the pub and used to smoke in the pub and everything.
Just push the chairs together, lie across the chairs,
next to the speaker, under the table.
Yeah.
Oh, Mum, I'm really tired. All right, we'll go and get chairs together.
Yeah,
sleep.
I'll pack
That was literally it. That was it. That was literally it.
Like the social clubs.
Yeah,
stuff,
nothing.
yeah.
But I'm fine.
Yeah.
Even that with the smoking in it. Like my mum or dad didn't smoke. I used to come home, my hair smelled of it, our clothes were stunk of it.
Well, I remember that from when we used to go out when we were teenagers, how much you'd smell.
I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but you know what I mean?
No one batted an eyelid when we were kids.
No. I'm not saying it was healthy, but I had a great childhood. I love getting the chairs together and just lying there listening to
playing with all the other kids.
Getting carried in the car, and then you'd get home and then you'd pretend you was asleep, even though obviously you were sort of asleep, but then you knew you could really get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Like, wait for your dad to come and carry you, and then you making sure that you're inside yet. Oh.
No, I used to love that because my granddad used to gig at like the social clubs and stuff. So we'd go, my granddad would sing, and then we'd all be there, and like all the family would be there, so they'd all be, you know, drinking and having fun together, and all the kids, because there was a lot of us. Mm-hmm. Like even without no other kids there, just us lot, there would be probably, you know, nearly 10 kids. It was great.
Yeah.
Play pool, run round outside.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of comment doesn't seem valid in my eyes. What's your point? Do you know what I mean? Why can't they be here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
But not even like her passing comment. She was like shouting in their face.
That's what I mean. The difference of
and each to their own at the end of the day. Like, how dare you have such an opinion on the way other people are parenting?
Like I said, if it was extremely, it's putting a child or a baby
the child's
harm, or
if the child's at risk, then fair enough, maybe make a comment that I think, you know, whatever. But even then, if the child's at risk, then maybe step in. But apart from that, if you're putting your own opinions on people, like, back off and
be a bit easier on mamas and papas people.
But no, and then I was cleaning all the food off the floor, which I think so just respectful.
Yes, I think as well, as a person who's worked as a waitress,
we've been waitressing.
You know what I mean? I think that kind of, for me here in Spain, you know what, I say it's more Spanish. I'm going to say that they're very messy. I feel that when I used to serve Spanish people at the table to maybe other nationalities, it was the Spanish who were very messy.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere, everything all over the floor, just really just messy kind of eaters. You know what I mean? I don't know. But with a baby, obviously that's the only really thing, or child, but let's go baby. I think as long as you just, I would, like last night, I think there was like a bit of tomato or whatever on the floor, and you kind of pick it up and put it on the side or in a tissue. That's just like you say, respectful.
Yeah.
If it's kind of food that you're not going to obviously pick up with your fingers sort of thing. Yeah. I think you either just go on, I would personally apologise for the mess. That's what I would say. I'm really sorry about the mess.
Yeah.
And I would think as a waitress, you'd be used to that sort of a thing, as long as it wasn't taking the piss.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Of a thing of, do you get what, I know what babies are like.
It's a little bit of food, then you've got a sweep and brush, you've got things to clean it, because that's what you do at the end of the night anyway, don't you? Is you sweep the floor, and even without babies, people drop things.
Yeah.
But if you've made a right mess that's nasty, that you wouldn't want, that you don't want to touch, then why would a waitress want to touch it?
It's just more of that kind of leaving, like leaving the table, of as if like, I know it sometimes isn't like that, but feeling like, I ain't got to clean it up.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, would you do that home and chuck all that out? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, babies are different. You would let them chuck all of it on home at certain ages, but do you know what I mean? To a point, obviously, you wouldn't let them throw food at the wall.
I just like to say, pick up as much as I can, and then just put it aside, and then that's there.
And I feel I'm so out of that now. So weird.
You are well out.
I am out of it. But, like to comment on, I'm like, I don't even remember what I did. It's such a weird thing. And just
I can't even picture you of little kids anymore.
Exactly. Just going on last night, even just, again, just a difference of age for poor Morgan, bless him, who just wants to get involved in certain stuff, but maybe because he's just that bit older, he doesn't get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a child.
Yeah.
I think it's just being aware of where you are and how they are.
Yeah.
But that's what I would say. But we're definitely in summer vibe now. School's over.
Yeah, that's why we went out to celebrate end of school. Kaysen decided he wanted to go to this place to have dinner.
It's really good shows, I have to say.
It was really nice. Yeah.
It's a kind of place that even we would just go on, me and Mitch would go on our own, like say, have a drink, play a game of cards, just listen to that music.
Exactly. They had like acoustic guitar, but it was nice because it was like the perfect volume, because it was loud enough to hear, but not too loud that you couldn't talk.
Yeah, and then we're shouting.
So it was also really relaxing acoustic. So it was like perfect, like
we were
background.
Kind of packed along as
it
we
was
were
perfect
talking.
Background music, but a lot of the times we're like, oh, I love this song. I love this song.
It was nice.
He was singing from Beyonce to Mustang Sally.
Don't be a bitch, on ticket to the floor now.
Yeah, exactly.
That really made me giggle, that one.
Really, really.
It was really good. It was really nice. It was a nice way to start off that summer. I'm not there yet. I have to say, I'm not there with, like, mentally. I know that sounds really stupid, but I don't know if it's just, I know his birthday's the same every year, but it kind of, where we've had Morgan's birthday fell on, so we had graduation, which was obviously quite a big emotional thing for us, because, well, for me, Mitch didn't obviously, but, I never experienced it because Mason didn't get it. Mason didn't have the graduation or the whole thing because it was COVID. So it was a case of us turning up.
Yeah.
I don't think Mason came with me, actually. Going to the school, to this clear screen, taking the scroll and his certificates and whatever, and leaving. It was so like,
clinical.
COVID, literally. So we had Morgan's graduation, which was so emotional. It was lovely. They did, so they did the music, like all the certain music teachers played certain instruments. I don't know what they were, like trumpet or whatever, guitar, I don't know. And then you had some of the students who played like the violin and stuff and whatever else. And then the rest of the students sang. Some of them started off as solos, some of the girls, I think that was all girls, yeah. And then the rest of the year sixes joined in with the song Stand By Me.
Oh,
when the night has come. And I was literally like, my eyes were streaming, and they all just got involved. It was so lovely. And something that my mum and dad commented on, and a few other parents, of how it was nice just to see 12-year-olds being 12-year-olds, of that, just
not self-conscious of trying to act cool.
Even the girls not dressing up as, I don't know, 16-year-olds. They were just, do you know what I mean? It was so lovely. Even the connection with the teachers of, there's so much more touchy-feely here, of they'll give them a cuddle and a kiss and all of that. It was just,
I like that.
Yeah, I do. And it was just such a lovely, very emotional.
Obviously kiss on the head, not kiss on the lips.
No.
But it's nice that they don't, it's so different in it now. Everyone's so worried.
Yeah, and
it's nice
to
see that.
Just of how of that, well, I can't think of the word, but of how they portray themselves, of cool, I don't know what you want to say. It was just really nice. It was such a nice, I don't know what you call it, ceremony, I don't know, but it was amazing. That was lovely. And then the next day, it was the last day of school, which is obviously Morgan's complete last day of school there, and his birthday. So literally we've had the graduation on the night, getting up in the morning for school, obviously still got work too, trying to deal with all that.
And a birthday.
So then he finishes school. Then we've got people visiting for his, like nannies and granddads, aunties, and visiting for his birthday after school. Then we had all his friends come in because we had like a little party, but his friends coming around for a sleepover. Sleepover. Why did I say sleepover as well? Stupid. No, they were fine. I have to admit, they were absolutely fine. We went to the trampoline park. They've closed part of the trampoline park, which really annoyed me. So anyway, they were fine. They did that. Got some takeaway food that they wanted and went in and out of the pool. I think I said to you about it. It started like 1 minute it's 40. Well, it was still 40 degrees, but then all of a sudden it starts storming, lightning, raining.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, like, yeah, oh my God, all the kids are in the pool. And at first I was like, right, get out now, please. And they were like, what? I was like, because it's lightning, get out of the pool.
I didn't think that was bad.
It's only because of certain stories you hear, like, oh, I know they're very extreme, but electrocuting in the rain like a kid on a football pitch and stuff like that. Like certain stories, and I just remember them. You know what I'm like anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, get out because it's lightning. And they're like, no, they're all still playing, jumping in and out of the pool. And I was like, right, I'll walk back in the house and kind of like this. Just don't ruin the fun, Charlotte. Don't ruin the fun. And then I said it to Mitch. He was like, oh, they're all right. Don't be silly. Da, 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 da. I was like, babe, it's really dangerous for them to be in a pool when it's lightning. And then I was like, am I making this up? Like, am I just being over the top? So I did the whole searching thing of, is it dangerous to be in a swimming pool when it's lightning? And it literally come up, yes, extreme. I was like, get out of the pool.
I didn't know that.
So I went from like calm kind of mum, like, come on, get out. And then I was literally like, to obviously, I'm serious now. Get out of the pool.
Google said so. Get out.
Oh, well, get dry. Get in the house. Like kind of the whole like,
I didn't realise that. But that like storm thing just kind of come out of nowhere. Well, I'd put Hayden to bed. Liam went to put Kaysen to bed, so I was back in the living room by myself while he was waiting for Kaysen to fall asleep. And I could see it coming.
What are you going to say? Sorry, I've just remembered.
And then the canopy, we had like what's it called? Canopy?
Yeah, a gazebo.
A gazebo thing, but like a plastic one with like a sheet over, because we've got a fixed one.
Yeah.
But we had an extra one for Hayden's birthday last week.
More like a 10-star, right?
More like, just
fixed.
have like extra shade in the garden. And I could just see it like starting to like lift off the ground out the corner of my eye. And I was like, oh crap, it's actually going to take off, like go flying like down the street. So I've ran outside by myself and I'm holding on to like the pole and I'm like, right, I don't even know how to do, like, what do I do with this pen? I've got one arm and I'm like, what do I do?
Because you're boobs are holding down, aren't you, Bill?
But I'm like, I can't actually, like,
can't reach it.
I can't even think how to take this thing apart. So I'm like, just trying to wedge the poles between the chairs of the garden, trying to like wedge it together. So I'm out there for about 10 minutes, like trying to wedge it together. And then as I'm trying to wedge one side together, the other side's taking off. So then I'm running to the other side and trying to hold that down. It's pissing it down with rain at the same time while the wind's blowing me out. So about 10-15 minutes, I'm trying to like figure out, I don't even know what am I doing? How am I going to get this thing to like not take off
everywhere?
Then Liam eventually comes laughing his head off because he was in the bedroom with his phone waiting for Kaysen to fall asleep and he can see the motion detectors like of the garden. So he thought like, oh, it's just the wind. And then he's looked and he's seen me trying to like hold this gazebo down in the garden.
But he didn't come and help.
He didn't get up and leave Kaysen to just be awake. He's waited till Kaysen fell asleep, left me 15 minutes struggling by myself about to take off in the garden before he comes out to try to help. And then he's like, we just need to unhook the material and take the material off. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
But I forgot how because it's my mum, so I only actually put it together for the first time last week. So I didn't cross my mind how to dismantle it. And I was thinking, oh, it took me like ages to put it together. I don't want to dismantle it because tomorrow is going to be sunny again. So I was thinking of ways to keep it and just pin it down, but I couldn't pin it down. So yeah, we just took the material off and then just left the frame.
That was like Mitch. Instead of that, worried about all of us and the kids in the pool getting electrocuted, he ran to his bike so that the tent or whatever over it.
His canopy that was over his bike.
Exactly. Don't worry about the kids getting electrocuted, babe.
My bike.
I know. Don't get wet. Don't let it get wet. Oh my God. Don't let the sun touch it.
Oh,
dear me. My God.
Come on. And then back to being sunny again. So.
Yeah. And back now that's what I mean. It's summer. I don't know if you can explain it unless you're here in that time, because it is. I take a bit to just change into, obviously, well, for me, but not today, but usually you've got to get up and go to work, whereas they haven't got to get up, that sort of thing. That's a bit of a change in the house because everyone's a lot more chilled. Late late nights. That's the summer. It just literally turns into later nights because that's just how it is. Nothing happens till late because it's hot.
You don't even want to eat dinner till late.
Everything like that. It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all that change.
We don't tend to shift too much out of like routine in terms of what time he goes to bed. Normally it's within an hour later than normal. But I think I said this before, some people like that it's just super late.
Yeah.
But then saying that, Lexi was over for a sleepover last night.
She did a first sleepover.
So first sleepover at ours.
She didn't admit me. It was first thing she said.
No. And obviously we were at the pub till I think we got home about 8:30, which isn't too late. But by the time I put the baby down to sleep, it was about 9 o'clock and they were still buzzing.
Yeah, they all want because they're having their sleepover.
Yeah, so then in that time, they played on the trampoline, they come back in, they played on the PlayStation, then they played with their toys. And I was like, right, okay, it's getting near 10 o'clock.
Downtime.
Let's put a film on and start chilling. And the first half of the film, they were in and out. Like, can I have some crisps? Can I have a drink?
Yeah, still not really settling.
Yeah, like, I'm like, right, put the toys down.
Need
like,
to
watch
chill
it.
now.
Yeah. And then it got to like 11 and there was still quite a bit of the film left. So I was like, right, I'll turn it off now. That's enough. I'm tired.
Exactly. But that's how I get. And I think I've got to get up.
It was only because Liam, I would have done it earlier, but it's because Liam went to football training last night.
Yeah, you kind of said yes before you realised what.
Yeah. To be fair, by the time we got back, Hayden went straight to sleep. Yeah. Liam then went out, and then them two just amused themselves, which was fine. And then, but Liam was at football training, so I stayed for a drink, so he got back late anyway. So I was staying up till he got back anyway. Yeah. So I let them stay a bit. But yeah, I turned the film off, and then had them talking only for literally about 10 minutes, and then silence. But they were making me laugh. I put the film on. They watched the film that Kayson's plays tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So Lexi got to see the movie before the show tomorrow. And there's a bit where one of them says, they've had a colonoscopy. And obviously I must have told Kayson what one is. But as I think I've given him drinks. And as I've walked out the hallway, it said it in the movie, and Kayson's like, Lexi, do you know what a colonoscopy is? He went, no, he went, it's when they shove a camera up your bum. I was like, I didn't expect him to remember or even have a brutal description of that.
What did you learn while you was at Bill's?
So that made me laugh. And then Kayson's got like a couple teddies and stuff in his bed, and there was a few underneath. So they were sharing out who has what, so that Lexi had some as well.
Yes.
And so he gave her like his captain one, and then he went, and you can have the love heart one because I love you.
Oh, bless her. So he's sweet, isn't he?
Yeah, they are
a little
cute.
cutie.
They even like listening to him. They're like, like he bumped her leg. Oh, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. That didn't hurt. I was like,
really caring and cute together, aren't they?
Really nice. Yeah.
And their ages, that's what I mean. So when they're together on their own, they get on so well. And then you throw other ages in and you can see that change of kind of Lexi goes towards the kind of older thing and then Kayson would go.
All the babies.
Yeah. That or that. And then the younger thing. And then when they're on their own again, they just it's such a strange kind of dynamic, isn't it?
They do really well.
Good dynamic, obviously.
Yeah, they get on really well because Lexi's super chilled.
Yeah.
She's super easygoing. And Kayson is to a degree, but then he has his moments. So obviously they just really work well together.
Yeah. It's a cute little
it's so nice. But their little sayings and stuff made me laugh. But yeah, his first sleepover. I just remember how excited I was for sleepovers.
My house is quite fun. Well, I did ask Kayson, didn't I? And he was like, no, it's too intense. My house is too intense.
It's too intense. I don't want a sleepover. It's too intense.
It's too intense in there, and I was like, you're probably right.
That's just his new word. He's saying a lot. I don't think he actually means it's intense, but
no, my house.
He sleeps at my mum's, but I don't know. I don't think he'd sleep anywhere else.
No,
I think he's a bit funny with that. So rather than just say, I don't want to, no, your house is too intense.
I know. To be fair, he's quite right about it though. He's quite sensitive. There's everything going on in my house all the time. But no, Morgan's
the house.
Yeah, but as well that Morgan would prefer to stay at home.
Yeah.
And
so he'd rather have his
friends over. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Lexi is out.
She's out every weekend.
She's happily.
Yeah.
The only day we sit at home is, to be fair to her cousin, because they're literally, as soon as usually a Thursday or Friday hits, well, obviously it's summer now, so it's completely different. It's going to be every day.
Yeah.
They literally are just like this. Do you know what I mean? So the only reason Lexi stays at home is so her cousin can actually stay out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not always her stay.
Otherwise she'd just stay out all the time.
But she even said that, didn't she? Like, I'm not going to miss you.
No, yeah, she doesn't. She's absolutely.
Well, Katie's like that with my mum's. He never misses us, which is just made me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It is cute. I'm glad she did it.
But then I thought they'd maybe sleep in a little bit since they went to bed at 11.
What time did they get up?
Well, Hayden was up at 5:45.
Oh.
And I was like, you're not getting up. So I made him a bottle and I was like, just stroking him, like, go back to sleep. Finally went to sleep probably just before 7.
And then they woke up.
And then them two woke up at 7.
That's early, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying that, I was up early today. It was really annoying.
I know you messaged me at 8:30. I was
I was up at 7. I didn't want to even message that early to you, because I thought, because Lexi would usually lay in if she's up late. Do you know what I mean? At least she'd usually wake up at like 9.
Yeah.
At that time.
See, Kateson probably, he's up normally 7, half 7. But yeah, if it was like 11 at my mum's, he would normally then sleep until at least like half 8.
Unless it was because it is sleepovers and the excitement.
They've obviously heard each other and worked straight up.
The movement and realising.
They didn't even wake me up though. They got up and they walked straight into the living room together. But it was only because I was barely asleep because I was trying to get him back to sleep. Hayden had just gone back to sleep. And then I saw them get up because I saw the light in the living room. So I was like, oh,
they're up.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, oh, he went back to sleep just for that. I was thinking, oh, just one more hour.
Yeah.
Just one more hour and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
But no.
No, they didn't. Well, I when you say that they didn't come into you, they went straight into the living room. Mine are obviously that age now, that when they get up, they just get up and do their own thing. They do their breakfast and they just do their own thing. My thing is just don't get on a device when you open your eyes. That's one thing that annoys me. I come downstairs and it's like 9 and Morgan's got his Xbox and I'm like, Morgan!
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just really, things like that really annoy me. I don't know why. It just...
See, Kason goes straight on his iPad in the morning.
Yeah, and it just like, just give yourself 5 minutes just to wake up or something. Do you know what I mean?
We've never had boundaries around that, but yeah, I get it.
I think it's just, I'm very not like that as well. I think I know I'm more over the top with it, but anyway. Yeah. And then what I found is that I really miss the coming upstairs just to give me a cuddle in the morning because you're awake. You know, that sort of thing. You know, like, I'm like, hello, are you awake? Why haven't you come up to me? Do you know what I mean? It is. It's that. Yeah. But when you wake up, come and give me a cuddle first, like they always used to when they wake up. You know what I mean? And then you can go and do what you want.
It's funny because, like you say, it's like at the moment I'm just like,
exactly.
Just sleep in.
It is. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy my sleeping. Yeah.
But then, like, soon it would just be like, just get up and you don't even...
And you do miss it, don't get me wrong. You really do miss that.
It's hard. It's reminding yourself because it is tough. Like,
it is. Don't get me wrong.
And last night, I didn't go to bed till midnight.
That's what I mean. Then you're up at quarter.
But then, I've had
hard.
Just a bit more than 5 hours sleep.
Yeah, that's, oh, God.
Which is, now I've said it out loud.
Now I feel
even more tired.
I think that's why I would never get one of them watches that tells me how much I sleep. I used to have it on my phone. I was like, no, it's actually making me feel more tired.
I used to, if I wake up in the night, I used to check the clock to see how much longer I had to go back to sleep. Now I don't even know
because it makes you.
I do a little bit now with Hayden to check, like, right, is it time to actually get up or can I try and get back to sleep and stuff? But yeah, before Hayden, I'd check and I'd be like, oh yeah, another 3 hours sleep. But then I'm like, right, just don't know because
then you start.
I swear I make myself more tired because I'm like, oh, I had a shit sleep rather than actually think, how do I feel? I just tell myself I'm tired.
It is. It's true. To be fair, I feel more tired today because I woke up at 7 or just before, and I was like, "Why am I awake?"
Yeah.
I think it's just it's hotter and just all that. But and I've tried to make myself. I didn't go back to sleep, but you just
maybe because you got a busy day today.
It's just things on your mind. I think as well. I don't have an alarm on. Obviously, when I'm not working.
Yeah.
And I think it's that. I think I'm more like, oh, what if I don't wake up? Wake up for what? You don't need to get up that early, Charlotte. Just chill. You know what I mean? It's not
You're
that
gonna
early,
wake up early enough to do what you need to do.
Yeah, it's not even that early, but it might. See, go 10 years ago. That was me. Oh, you're not up by 7:30. God, that's middle of the day.
Yeah.
You know what? For you, that is now. And that was literally for me. Where I was like, oh God, 7:30. No.
Yeah. It's like I even remember before kids on the weekends, I'd be sleeping until 11.
Yeah.
And that was normal.
Yeah.
I couldn't even try to sleep until 11 now.
Well, I haven't done that. That's what I'm saying.
That's for a
long time. It's a lot. It's been years since I've done that. And now I feel like I am turning back into that thing apart from today because I woke up at 7. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And try and go back, just trying to just chill. Like, I don't need to get up. And then I woke up, well, obviously must have drifted off for 10 minutes. I'm waking up feeling more tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And feeling like I'm more like puffy and tired, and like in my throat, I don't know if that's just the aircon, but you know, like all that kind of a thing. I'm like, oh god, I feel like I've been out. You only had an extra 10 minutes.
Oh, don't. I'm a bit worried for.
Oh yes, I keep
forgetting. Going away in 2 nights.
I feel like, I mean, everything is just so busy. These I know that that's a different thing because we've booked to go out.
We are, because we've had, like, say, you've had Morgan birthday, all the kids finishing school.
Yeah.
Then my sister's over today. We've got Cason's play tomorrow. We're going away on Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday I'll come back. Rick goes again on the Tuesday. It's like, this next couple of days specifically.
Time. This is always
I'm a bit nervous about, like, I've drank since I've had the baby, but like I've not gone out drinking. I've literally had a couple beers, couple shandies, maybe a Tinto de Verona. Like, I haven't been drunk.
Yeah, it's just to a point, because you know you're going out.
So it's been like 2 years.
Because I don't...
Pregnancy and the baby.
Well, I say that. We did have a couple last night, but it was only just...
That's what I mean. I've had a couple drinks here and there quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I've always got shandies in the fridge, so normally on a Friday or Thursday even now. Normally on a Thursday. There's like, happy Friday, and he opens it and gives me a shandy. So, like, I do drink regularly in a way, like, you know, every week or so. I don't tend to drink during the week, but yeah, maybe on the weekend I'll have one or two. But again, it's one or two.
Yeah, see, I haven't
been drunk and I haven't even had a hangover, and I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, to be fair, but I think we're all a bit nervous, aren't we? How sad are we now?
No.
But I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to like a bingo boom thing.
Bingo bongo
thing. Yeah, sorry, whatever it is.
I don't know what
bingo music thing. That's how, in my head, it's going to be...
I don't even know what to expect.
Well, I don't, to be fair, but in my head...
You know a little bit more than me.
But no, I'm just going to make it what I think I know, because obviously what someone else has come in with us has been before.
Yeah.
So I just expected it to be, like, obviously, like, bingo and then music involved, good music involved with numbers and obviously certain sayings that you say in bingo. That was it, kind of thing. But now, obviously, we've found out that if you win the house of the numbers, you then have to go and do a challenge on the stage, don't you? Or challenge. This again, I could be making this up, but actually how I've
kind of got it, but I still didn't really get it.
So you have to do a challenge. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, this goes even further of just doing bingo.
Right, so that's trainers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
not dressing up. We're going to win this shit.
I tried a top on that shouldn't really have a bra because of the way the top is, and I thought, oh, what if I...
Can I do my challenge?
How stupid am I? Like, what if I can't do the challenge because I'm more worried that my boobs won't stay in properly, because I don't know what the challenge is going to be. I'm imagining like jumping on like a space hopper. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm literally making stuff up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we'll let you know how that goes.
Like, we'll see what that's like, and then obviously we've got...
I want to win an air fryer.
That just shows your age as well.
I know. I'm
getting excited for air fryers and hoovers.
I don't want a bottle of alcohol. I just want an air fryer. Yeah. But we'll see how we go. I don't think it's going to take much for me to go tipsy. I'm definitely more, I don't know if that's the words, conscious of that. Don't get me wrong. We used to go to Benidorm on a regular, on a bus. Sorry, parents, you didn't actually know we were there. Just literally going home on a bus, going to Benidorm and coming back in the morning as if we've stayed at a friend's house.
And not actually staying anyway, just staying up until the bus runs.
Yeah, just staying away at so, and being in the middle of that environment. And that's dangerous alone. Do you know what I mean? And I do feel like it's got a little bit more dangerous of the certain stories. So I'm also feeling quite scared. I know that sounds stupid. I know we're going to this place. That's one place.
Yeah.
But then just thinking of outside of that,
what we're doing after.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know that side of it? I'm like, oh, I used to walk into them places, like bowling, like I'm bowled around the car, bowling to them places.
At 16.
Yeah, like
nothing can touch me.
That was my own house. Like, yeah, just walking in, like, with my 2 drinks.
And being really drunk
Really drunk. It was like a challenge of how many sticks you could get and how many 2-for-1s you could get of this awful drink. Do you know what I mean?
But then, like, you don't really get drunk anymore.
No.
I actually can't remember the last time we've been out where you've been drunk.
No, the last time I remember being very, 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 very bad was in Benidorm with my cousin at my other cousin's hen party. And that, again, scares me because I remember waking up going, how are we here? It was in the middle of the day still, Bill.
Oh.
Like, literally the middle of the day.
Didn't even make it to the night time?
No, we were...
day drinking.
Honestly, we only went for lunch. We'd met them for lunch just as we got there.
Yeah.
They left the limoncello on the table.
Oh, no.
Being excitable as me and my cousin get when we're together, drank everything, started drinking on the, I don't know what happened. But anyway, I remember waking up. I've never, ever, ever done that in my life. Of all the things that we've done when we were younger, I've never woke up and thought, oh my God, how have I got here? I mean, I was in the hotel room in my bed.
Out
But like,
that much.
yeah, like that scared me so much.
Yeah.
Like, and I've never, ever,
I
don't like that in my life. I don't, you know what I mean?
I get drunk, but I don't like being blackout drunk. I don't like not remembering. I don't like being uncontrollable.
Well, obviously in the moment though, I thought I was. Does that make sense? Because I think you go through, I think again, this is the only time I've ever from the point of being there, then not being there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And when you're having fun, you like you say, you don't go, oh, one more and I'm going to black out.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Don't know when it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's after your 4th drink. Sometimes you can drink 7.
Yeah, well, now I'm 2. I'm 2. And then once I go
for you at lunch.
literally, once I go to the, depending on what, I don't really drink. I'm not a big drinker. It's literally like bits and bobs. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is a bit of a weird feeling, isn't it? I don't know if that's,
I'm just more excited to have a lay-in.
And that did make me laugh. Like when you said
like
that.
not being interrupted in the night and just having a
that's
lay-in.
literally your main focus of, but then again, like you said, your body clock will probably end up.
I'll probably wake up, but just not having to get up and chase a baby around.
It's that, isn't it?
The minute you open your eyes, having to chase a baby around the room.
Yeah, even for me. So even, not that I haven't got a baby to get to, obviously, but even that of just, oh, well, you can just go and lie back down. So go.
Yeah, and you can just like fall back to sleep and stuff and chill.
Not know that the baby's still behind you crying.
yeah, exactly.
I'm still here.
So no, that'd be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. But I have had them thoughts, do you know, of, obviously I don't know if that's our age or, I mean, we're not old, do you know what I mean? But just because.
I think we think more.
Yes. Exactly that. Think more
of
consequences and stuff.
And I don't want to be hungover to the point that the next day's written off.
No, and I
want to be drunk. I want to be tipsy. I want to be drunk.
We will be. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
And you know one of the best things about Benidorm is that you can get food at the end of the night.
Yes, at any time.
Because everywhere around here is crap.
Yeah, it is.
And there's nothing better than when you're a bit drunk, having a nice kebab or a pizza or chips before going to bed.
Yes, that's what we're going to start on a nice lunch, aren't we, and finish on a dirty dinner.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. I love that.
It's true. That's what you want though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and then wake them all in with absolute destroyed bellies.
Yeah, which will
that's what I'm going to be waiting
probably
for.
Be us for sure. Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to do something like that, haven't I? I've said it for ages. I wanted to do something like that. So I'm glad something's here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's close enough to be able to go and do it without flying to somewhere else. You know what it's like?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exciting. And then that'll be it. That we're in full summer mode then.
What are you doing with all this schoolwork that they bring home?
Oh, this is what I'm saying.
Bags and bags of books and work.
This is what I mean about these 2 weeks.
Worksheets.
Yeah. Well, not now we've hit the finish line kind of thing, but prior 2 weeks kind of thing. I just feel it's the worst 2 weeks because you think you're prepared and ready for everything every single year, and you're not, because
you said this a month ago.
I know.
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. They never really give you any information until the day before anyway. You know what schools are like here. They're very, Spanish, mañana will let you know kind of thing. So they kind of leave certain information out to the last minute. Then you've got to work your diary around different shows and you know, like kind of meetings and stuff like that. Like today I've got to go for a meeting. Well, you've been at school for the last however long. Why didn't we go then? Why couldn't I come and see
I know
them?
they told me Casey had a meeting at school yesterday. I'm not going to school now.
Well, I wasn't going to go
until the end of year meeting when he finished.
So I have to go.
Yeah, but that's because you have to get like grades and stuff. I get that bit of it.
But again, it's all very last when I've tried to plan. But then, the books, the colourings, the make stuff, all
the artwork.
It drives me.
I feel bad binning it, but I don't want to keep it either.
No, so I used to keep, you know what I'm like with keeping stuff anyway. So starting with one child, used to keep everything, every book, every workbook, every colouring, anything that had Mason's name on it, it would be kept. Right? Because, then you can go back and look at all your maths work that you used to do. He doesn't give a shit about that.
And when have you ever looked at stuff?
Exactly. It's just a big box of very heavy books that we've got to keep lumping around everywhere because, you know, when you tidy up or, you know, you change stuff around or whatever. So as I've gone more on having more children, I've obviously realised that Charlotte
can't do that.
Can't keep that many books. Like, that's ridiculous. You don't even need all the books. Why are you even keeping the books? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And even then they come home with books that's that much worked on and we've still got that much paper left in the book. Do you know what I mean? So then I know
you feel bad binning it.
So no, I won't. I'll rip out the work that they've done.
Okay.
And then keep them books. Do you know what I mean? And depending on how much paper's left, they can use that for when they go back. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if it's still a whole book,
You mean plain paper?
Yeah, you know, like the books that they write, just plain.
Them ones. Oh, right. I thought you meant like the ones with like the workbooks.
Yeah.
With
so then
stuff inside.
they've got the books, obviously, that they, what's it called? Like a book bank in the school. So them textbooks stay in the school, the ones that they don't write in. Then there's certain ones that the textbooks they write in.
With actual like pictures and things.
They have to get thrown now. Again, I haven't thrown them yet. I think I've got about 5 different piles of books around, from the kitchen to the dining table to the craft cupboard to the bedroom, where they've obviously come out, got home from school, took all their stuff, all the shit that they've got, like 4 recorders I've seen. Why do you need 4 recorders? There's 2 of you. And no one plays the recorder. We're not allowed to play at home because the dog sings to it and it drives me insane. I was like, no, you cannot play the recorder at home. I mean, I have 4. We all of a sudden got 4. About a million different colour red crayons. Why? Do you know what I mean? When I've bought about 6 packets. The first year
Kason brought home like workbooks, because normally it's just been a wad of like printed sheets of like tracing things and artwork, which normally after a while I kind of slide in the bin.
Yes.
Or I pick out 1 or 2 things. Yeah. But yeah, this is the first year he's come out with actual like textbooks, but ones that you write in. And like I say, half of it's like still there. So it's like, I feel bad binning it because, so I've said to him, I'm going to leave them, well, not leave them out, I'll put them in his room. But yeah, if you're bored, you can come.
So I've done that before. I've left.
But do they actually, is it worth it?
No, I'm going to, in my house I don't, because I don't even do homework in my house, do I?
Yeah.
So I'm a bit thing about that. I don't mean that in a bad way.
But I mean, like, if he's bored in the summer, you want something to do, get something out.
Yeah, so I did that. I've done that before, in keeping the textbooks that they haven't completed, with the intention.
But then I guess it's one of those you just never actually get around to.
There's not a chance mine would do that. Not a chance that I'm going to make him sit down and do it, because I can't be bothered with a battle.
I wouldn't make him do
it.
But
my children wouldn't get up and go, I'm going to go and do this textbook of maths.
Exactly.
Because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Not a chance. They're going to get in the pool.
Outside, Mum.
Exactly. They're going to, exactly that. So.
Well, at least you could use it as well, don't tell me you're bored there, because you're clearly not that bored, because you would do your maths.
Exactly. But also at the same time, it's a long time. 3 months is a very, very long time to not be doing any recap of stuff. And I'm not big on it. But I do find that difference. Exactly. So I have found the difference of not doing anything over summer. And literally we get to September and I'm like, oh my God, they forgot just the simple times table.
Yeah, we don't do anything in the summer.
I don't. I don't. But again, I think I get more conscious of it getting to the end of summer. Like, shit, they actually haven't done anything.
Yeah. I think it's just them things of making yourself feel bad. And it's like, they go to school for like 9 months.
Yeah, it's just because it's that big chunk of not doing anything that it makes, God, that is quite a long time of not doing anything.
It's very easy for them to forget things that they've literally just learned. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like, because even in my head, I've seen things like, having a bit of a routine. Like, if you want a device in the summer holidays, make sure you've made your bed, you've had your breakfast, you brushed your teeth, you've got dressed. And then I think, let him just relax. Like,
and again, I probably might get 1 day of the whole 12 weeks that I would think like that and think like that. But then at other times I'm like, kids. And all I repeat to myself, to them, especially obviously Morgan's left now, just enjoy this time. This is the best time you will get of not trying to put a damper on being an adult or anything, but just have fun and be, you know what I mean? Even
being an adult's not all it's cracked up to be, guys.
I think sometimes we have to be so serious. Even I feel like it. I even say to them, I'm not doing this to be miserable. I don't want to say
even go on. Look, he's studying, he's working, he's earning. Yeah. Like, there's lots that comes with the responsibility of that. Yeah. So like, while you don't have to work, while you don't have to study seriously, well, you do, but you don't, you know what I mean? You're not, this time is to learn, but it's not to put pressure on it.
Otherwise he wouldn't do it.
So yeah, but no, I've got no plans for summer, but I've put Kason in summer school for 3 weeks.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
It's actually done?
Booked.
Does he know?
He knows.
Okay, how was his reaction? Because he didn't want to go, did he?
No, he kept saying to me, have you booked it yet? No, yeah, good. And I'm like, right, you are going though. Yeah. So I nearly booked it because I'm putting him in one near us and they only do 4 weeks. So I was going to book the 4 weeks and Liam's like, it's the first time he's going. It's not his school. He doesn't know anyone. Just do 3 weeks. Yeah. And we've got the baby at home. Cool. So it's not even like we're kid free. We can work. Like,
but you're not doing it for
I'm doing it for his brain.
Exactly
like, so that he's not bored.
I said, I'm not doing mine.
I said to him, I was like, you've got a week and a half to do nothing. Then you've got summer school for 3 weeks. Then you've still got 8 weeks off.
That's exactly what mine are doing. Exactly. Mine usually are in for the whole of the summer because usually Morgan makes me extend it.
I was going to say, he enjoyed it.
Yeah. So usually I only book a certain amount. And then by the end of that, he's like, I want to go longer. So I have to try.
It's an easy way for you to see your friends, isn't it?
It's in making new friends.
Yeah.
Because they're different.
And that is fun.
It's different people. That's what it is. And okay, yeah, if you're all your friends over, so you go, but you do end up interacting with different people. Do you know what I mean? And they do so many activities.
That's what I said to him. I was like, it's fun stuff that you're going to enjoy doing. Yeah. And then the minute I booked it, so I told him, and then he was open to it in the end, because they emailed me saying, there's space, and let Casey know the theme this year is space. Oh. So then I was told him, and then I think that made
funny. That
made it land nicely. I think that it's space. I was like, you love space. You know so much about space. I know. So no, I think that would be good. So he starts first week of July.
Yeah, that's literally like mine. So they go for that, and then it's end of July, August. I'm going to take time off. I always take 2 weeks off in August.
Yeah,
just because I've had to learn. Although I'm very fortunate that I've got obviously both sets of grandparents and auntie, and I say auntie and uncle, auntie because obviously uncle's at work.
Yeah,
that,
and Mitch is
around. So we are very fortunate. However, I've always thought of it. I've just always done it this way, that no, I have to sort them out as if I'm on my own. I'm not, obviously, but just how I think. And August, nowhere does childcare, do they?
No.
Literally shuts everywhere here in this country.
Yeah.
Shuts down in August. And I do get it. I do completely get that. It is. I do get it.
Yeah.
The only thing I question is, what do you expect the parents to do who do obviously need to work in certain work areas of the life kind of thing? What do you expect them to do for 4 weeks or 5 weeks? Because then it goes into September.
You don't even have that much holiday in a whole year.
So I've always took 2 weeks off, and it fell on my birthday, and now obviously it falls on Lexis. That's great. So we have the 2 weeks off of that.
No, I think it's nice because it gives you that proper quality time with them. And like I say, we've always been lucky. The similar situation to you, although we don't have my mum and dad. You haven't now, have you? They've moved back to England, so we don't have one set of nanny and granddad. But they're the ones that Kaysen would always sleep at. Yeah, like I say, he only sleeps at theirs. And like I say, they work for themselves, so it's like whenever we needed them, they would have both of them. So we don't have.
And even if you didn't need them to have them, this is the thing.
They
still be like, no, we haven't had them. Can I please? That's what sometimes our grandparents are like, we haven't seen them.
Which is nicer because then like you feel like.
Well, because usually you only ask for childcare when you're working. Yeah. Or do you know what I mean? It's something like that. It's never just to not do anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or just go, right, shall we just...
Whereas sometimes when they offer when you're not expecting it, it's like, we've actually got nothing to do. Exactly. That's nice as well. Yeah. So, no, like I say, we're still lucky because Liam can, pick up the childcare. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and then I think I'll do the same. August will be quiet for work anyway, so I think I'll take some time off.
I'm not quiet, but I've just always I've just 2 weeks of August and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? That's just how I've always done it. Yeah. And then you've got that last drag of the September bit, haven't you? When you get your list and you've got to go out of your huge list.
I've never had to do that. Oh, Case in schools, they make us give them €80 at the start.
Oh, I think as used to. I think that might have done that when Mason was at school, but they literally give you this huge list. And this is why I end up with 10 reds of a crayon that you don't need, because I'd buy certain stuff and then they come home and they need more stuff. How do you need more stuff? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then it comes all back home. So then that goes into the cupboard. So I've got like however many years of rubbers and sharpeners, and because instead of using them, we'll go out and buy a whole new set again. Do you know what I mean? And I get it, because I remember when I used to start, September was the new bag.
New pencil case, new bag, new trainers.
And everything's kind of coming back, I feel, from our era. Is that right? Yeah. So do you remember
Y2K?
Yeah, and the pencil case. Do you remember the pencil that pop out and all these things would come out?
Oh, yeah, they push the buttons and then you have like the slide.
Lexi got one. I was like, oh my God, this literally takes me back to when.
Or do you remember like the Lucasade bottle with the zip around the top, or the like Coke bottle, Pringle
one? And then I used to start using I think it might have been secondary school, unless it was in year 6. So we had to get used to writing with a fountain pen.
Yes, fountain pen.
Do you remember? And then you get
the eraser.
balls. No, but then, you know, in the cartridges, you'd have the balls.
Yeah.
I used to bite them out. Was that not the thing at your school?
I think people
to
did.
get the balls
I never
out.
did. But yeah, people did mess
to get
out
them
with that.
to collect the balls from the ink cart. I don't know what that was about, but it was a thing.
Do you remember gel pens and smelly gel?
Smelly gel,
glitter gel.
Oh my god! Lexi actually has some gel pens, and I was like, "They smell," and she looked at me like, "Do they smell?" Like as if I was weird. But obviously,
we had nice smelling ones.
Lexi doesn't know that, so I was like, "Oh, do they?" When she had these gel pens, I was like, "Oh my god, I love them pens. What do they smell like?" And she was like, "What do they smell?"
What are you on about, Mum? But no, I remember going to like WH Smith's, and then like you pick out like the individual ones, and there was like popcorn.
Yes, bubblegum. The baby pink bubblegum. And I'll tell you why I know this, because remember this so vivid, because I remember getting a new set, right, of these smelly gel pens. And I had my eldest niece come over to our house, I don't know, for the night or whatever it was. And my dad, obviously not realising how special these pens are to me, kind of thing, let my young baby niece, whatever, actually colour in with my gel pen.
No.
But she used the whole of my bubblegum baby pink gel pen, and seriously, it was like the end of the world for me. My dad didn't understand what was going on. Obviously, my niece was just obviously a child, she didn't have a clue. Do you know what I mean? She was just colouring that, and Grandad give her something to colour in, bless her.
Oh no.
And yeah, I was literally like, "You've let her use all my smelly gel." But I remember getting the paper like, "No, it's just all gone." It's so sad.
It's like impossible to go buy another one.
It was so sad, but that was life.
Precious.
That's life.
Stationery was precious.
Yeah, Lexi's quite a bit like that and our cousin, he's a bit like the stationery queens. Every time we go to a shop, we've got to buy a new pen or a book or, you know, like something.
Your niece made me that. When we had a private Hindu meeting.
Did she?
She made me that, yeah.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Oh,
she asked me what my favourite colour was while we were planning your Hindu, and then brought it to me.
Oh, that is so cute. I was going to say as well that bracelet, because my bracelet broke my decisiveness thing.
Oh no,
it did, and I knew when I kind of took it was caught into something, and as I pulled it, I thought it's going to go. But I have saved all the balls.
I was going to say Liam has got it because all of these have been snapped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Hayden's broke every single one of them. So Liam bought the stuff and he threaded it through for me. So yeah,
good,
bring. I know, I didn't even ask
really
it.
Good.
To bring all the beads.
Mitch would have threw everything in the bin. If something happened to me.
Well, I nearly did, but then I was like, I have actually got all the balls here. Like,
that's what I've
not
gone
gone
around
everywhere.
The room. Don't get me collecting them.
So,
but Mitch would have definitely threw it in the bin. He's the kind of person who, when you bring stuff home from the shop and you can't fit it or find a space in the fridge, he'll throw something out to be able to put that thing in the fridge.
I've heard
that's
Mitch.
Funny. That is Mitch. All over. So yeah,
bring your beads next week and we'll fix your bracelet for you.
I do like wearing it. Must help me.
No, it's nice to keep things if you can.
Yeah. So now we're on summer heads.
Yeah.
This is it now. Our summer holidays have started. So
we will have sore heads probably next time we record.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, I've just reminded it's this week. I keep forgetting it's this to sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, next week we'll probably catch you up with Bingo Bongo Benidorm night out. We will catch you up with Kayson's play.
Watch us go, we didn't even make it. We went to lunch and didn't even make it to the big
Don't. Someone joked about that in the WhatsApp chat and I thought, right, I'm not drinking at lunch because that will be me. Once stop, I'm not very good at stopping. So yeah.
It's fun. It's fun times.
So, thanks for joining us again. We've reached 52 subscribers.
Wow.
So we're climbing up the charts. So yeah, thanks again for your guys' support. We love it.
Yeah, we do love it. Thank
you. We will catch you next week.
Yeah, have a great week. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Whoop, whoop.